And so I've been saying that to pretty much everybody who's responded to any of my stories, because they're all related to business in some way. And then what I did yesterday is I reached out to every single one of my SmartShip customers and asked them if they would be willing to check out a video on what we do and making money with us. And so there's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people watching the video.
That's great.
I think 15 have gotten back to me and 13 of them said yes. So the other 40 or whatever of them just haven't gotten back to me yet. So there's a lot of people that are watching it. I have a girl who didn't quite have the $500 yet, but she said she had 300, and so she wants to join in with the 300, and I told her she had the 30 days to upgrade to the next kit.
Cool.
So I have a cart made for her right now, waiting to close her today. So really just this week, now that Reboot is gone, I've gotten my 4 customers. I'm at like 1,000 in new volume, but I want to close the rest of Multiplier with recruits. Obviously I'm not going to turn away customers, but I think if I put that pressure on myself of like, it's time to actually find people who are wanting to build and not just catch the low hanging fruit of people that are willing to buy challenge kits.
Yeah.
I think that will kind of force me to.
Do you ever set recruiting goals every month?
No.
I would do
like,
that.
Sometimes,
and just because you're really visual, so I used to do this. This would work for. Well, whatever. Like I would literally put on your wall. Like let's say it's 8. I don't know. I'm making up a number. Call it whatever you want. But I used to have it was like I did it with poster board, and then I did it with these like basically stickers that went on a wall. But you could do it on anything. You don't need. You get the point. But I literally had like the month up here, like February, and then it would just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But like it was somewhere that I walked past all the time. So like I loved it. Like I would take the marker then or the pen or whatever and write, the person's name. So like it just stayed very front of mind for me. And then it was like, oh God, I'm only at 1 recruit. Oh, I'm only at 3 recruits. Oh, I'm only at, whatever it is, 6 recruits. I gotta get 2 more. And for some reason,
I just think that came from my MVP multiplier.
Yeah, I think there's almost too much. There's not too much focus on multiplier in the sense of more people need to continue hitting it, but also like for you to scale your business, you can't scale on customers. I know you're like that you're like obviously realizing that. Not that you didn't know it before, but I think it's just becoming even more clear, right? So it has to be recruiting. So I think the focus on that.
Right.
Somebody will click. Won't necessarily click right away, but somebody will.
Yeah, for sure. And now that I've made that switch, like I think this is now that I've made the switch of focusing on my front line way more, I think this is my 3rd person to hit MVP since I made that switch in the last like 6 weeks or something.
Right.
So like my people were not hitting MVP even though I was recruiting them. I'm updating my list.
Right.
So as I was recruiting them.
Well, we've made a lot of good shifts, right? We're talking about it.
At the time to give them the coaching that's needed.
Yeah. Well, we've shifted a lot as a team, right? Like we've talked about it a lot more. There's a lot more GoPro MVP, GoPro MVP, GoPro MVP, go. This is what you do. This is the standard. I mean, it's time for you to bring in a new crop. I can't think of the last
for sure.
ooh,
Yeah.
So, like, I think you've, not in a bad way, but I think you've squeezed the juice out of everything you're going to.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And so I think I had just, like, I knew that I needed to recruit, but, like, I was using the pressure of MVP multiplier to be like, oh, well, I just got to hit MVP multiplier first, and then I'll work on recruiting. And then I was
that's
like in
why,
this high of
that's
getting
why I hit multiplier so fast.
High of getting new customers.
Right, like that's how I hit multiplier so fast though. Is I get recruits day 1, always.
Yeah, for sure. I wasn't having a near enough recruiting conversation, so I knew that like that's just what I needed to do, and so I had to get out of my own way with it.
Yeah, and that goes back to like the little subliminal stuff that I was talking about when you were here. That stuff is money. Like the little mentions here and there, or yeah, of course I'm recruiting people, or yeah, if you want to do what I do, like just throwing it in random lives. It's big.
Yeah. I think now that I'm back home too, getting into that routine of like doing I don't call it tea time, but basically the morning tea time, and then every other day the business lives, will help with people to throw that in a lot more of like sticking consistently with the like bringing fire value. Like my people get to know me better on the tea times, but like it really recruits people when I then like come in unexpectedly with like, this is exactly what you need to do to build. And they're like, oh.
Right.
She like legit talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that I've neglected Facebook, but I've neglected Facebook, and I actually started, I was going to tell you, I started going live again, like on, like I've been doing it on Instagram and TikTok always, but I've started making sure my coachings are also on Facebook the last maybe 4 days.
Yeah.
Huge, like 400 viewers every time. No lower than 300.
Yeah, I saw it today. Even on your second live today, there was like 315 people watching live. So consistently over 300, which hasn't happened in a while.
Right. So, just food for thought. I mean, because people say Facebook's dying, but Facebook is not dying.
Yeah. Facebook's dying if you're not putting value into it. You know what I mean? Well, and maybe too, like, I think Facebook was going down some, like the views were, but then that's when everybody ditches out, which is when the rest of us get more market shares because people have stopped doing Facebook Lives.
Right. Yeah, I'm just scrolling like right now. Everything's popping off. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking on your Raylan. Brittany Raylan. You're so cute.
So, like, I need to go, now that I'm back, I'm going to start going live again. Like, I was doing really well with it. But then, like, with the market moving so fast with the houses and the whatever else, like, that was totally stressing me out. So, like, I was still going live basically every day, but, like, I want to get back to doing, like, the tea time idea every morning of packaging up trials, because I was selling anywhere from 1 to 6 trials every single time I was going live in the morning.
Yeah.
And then coming in with the value. And before, it was like people were like, oh my God, you're so good. Like, that was so valuable, whatever. And I would just be like, thanks. But now that I have that little one line of like, you could totally do what I do, you know, I would love to show you how.
Yes.
I think it's just going to move those conversations over into recruiting instead of me just being like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You're so kind.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I think it's important because then they see the duality of who you actually are, because I think one of the things that was one of my weaknesses, and you probably had the same thing, is that people think we're intense all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're more intense than me, by far.
Yep.
By far. But even still, you have...
But I think that comes with development, too.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would... Yeah, perhaps, but I'm just saying, like, when you show the more casual side, I think, it's very, very attractive to people. Because I think, especially with your personality, you, for no good reason, scare people away, just like for mine. For no good reason, scare people away. But then when they see conversations like this, or conversations like tea time, they're like, oh, so then I get Jessie Lee too. So like there's the BA boss babe, you know, Brittany Anderson. And Brittany, you know, has gotten a lot softer over the years, and I know will continue to. But it'll keep attracting more people. Because I think people are scared, for a long time, were scared to have conversations with me. Because they thought they were going to get their heads ripped off.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it's been good to just show people a different side of me too. And like, I'm just way more, because I don't have the 65 orders to package every morning. Like, I'm way more slowed down and calm when I'm trying to multitask of something that's like, literally, you can't mess this up. Like, you look like an idiot if you mess up somebody's trial on live and then mail it to them. And so it forces me to kind of slow down, and I slow down my speech. I slow down literally everything, because I only have a couple of things to package up and whatever else, and I want to do it right. And so that like forces me to slow down, and there's not really anything to get like crazy amped up over if I'm trying to multitask and do different things. So I think it forces me to slow down, and I make sure that I sit during those lives too, because that keep my energy lower versus like standing up when I'm talking about other things.
Yeah.
So just kind of trying to be intentional with creating that drastic difference so that they can really see both sides of kind of what I'm doing.
Cool.
But just a big focus on recruiting this time around. I'm going to implement some things that talked about with like Bree and Amber, Kristen and Sydney, of just doing the consistency awards. I also want to do a mindset award as well. Like we have some people who aren't necessarily the most consistent, but when they are consistent, they do really well. And they also come back with like I slipped into a depression and it made me want to pull away, but I realize now that like I have to stay plugged in. I have to keep showing up, even if I'm just like here for accountability and not necessarily taking everything in. Like they always come back in with like a powerful mindset around like how powerful the community is. And so just like reinforcing that positive behavior, but really focusing on, I pulled the report, like you said too, of where the volume is actually coming from. And so I don't know if it's just me celebrating people more or what, but like we're having,
it's just a lot more like deeper conversations, like actually getting to know people.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, like I see blah, blah, blah. Can you tell me more about yourself? Just like conversations like that, so people feel very seen.
I've just been like celebrating them, so I like the idea of adding that in. I think that was it. Knowing your people's names. I was looking at the notes that I took last time we were in your office, of just getting to know people more. Yep. I just need to, I don't know necessarily, I mean, like that's a great point on how to do that. Like the people who are actually pushing volume. I don't know how, if I need to change.
It can even
my,
be stuff like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can be like I'll, like on the pulse, let me see. So like this person just joined as a promoter. Let me click on who recruited her. So, well, hold on, the person's Tom in Germany. Okay, this person is also Italian. Jeez, okay, hold on. Paola Fernandez, that is also Italy. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Italy's doing a lot of work right now. That's... oh god. Okay, well, whatever. This person is in Mexico, but it's okay. We'll use that as an example. So I see Mary Navarrete just joined our team, right? Of course, I'm going to text Mary, but then I click and I see Lupita is the one who recruited her. So right now, I'm just going to message her. I'm going to message Lupe and be like, Lupita. Oh my god, my phone. You know how this freaking thing is like broken.
Yeah.
How? All my phones are like this. Is there too many phone contacts or something?
I don't know. My screen went out on my other one. Within, not like out, but like it just randomly freezes for like 30 seconds at a time on my old one.
Right here.
I'm like, the phone literally functions perfectly, except for sometimes it just decides to quit working.
So I'm literally texting her in all caps. I said, Lupita, way to grow your team, sister. Done. So like, she's like, oh my god. You know? Oh, I gotta recruit. Hey. Anyway, you get the point. But like, it really just is that, oh, she sees me, she sees I'm working, even if it's just one recruit, even if it's just whatever, and it encourages them obviously to want to do more. Plus then you'll start opening the text messages and you'll see, whoa, even if she didn't respond, she texted me and texted me and texted me and texted me and texted me. Like, you'll be like, I texted her and you'll be like, wow, okay, we got something over here. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just relationships. I mean, you will literally pass the you-know-whos.
Yeah.
You'll pass them. Because they're not They're not leading in relationships.
For sure. We've got them beat in the long game for sure.
Right. But you could beat them in the short game too. Now that you understand that.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you look at how fast we went from 8 to 10, it was really fast.
Yeah.
Really fast.
Just based on relationships.
That 7 to 8 felt longer to me than 8 to 10 did.
Yeah.
And we didn't have,
I feel like 9 to 10 is a joke.
It is. But, like...
What?
But it's still, you can look at the numbers of 8 to 9 and think, oh my God, that's really hard.
Yeah.
But, like...
It's like a new date.
We didn't do it with anybody mad, like... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's done by a lot of people doing a little. That you know deeply, you care about deeply, and then they believe more.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a perfect example. You're a freaking rank 8 who you were sure you were never going to recruit a human.
Yeah. For sure. I had a conversation with Angela today too, because she scheduled weekly coaching calls with me. Mm-hmm. And so I just had a conversation with her today. She was basically talking about like how, like, she hates how little she made last year. Not for, I mean, she said for herself too, but like, she knows how much pride she feels like seeing my name up there, and she wants to be able to provide that for her team of like, if she can do this, so can I.
Yeah.
And so I told her, I said, the thing is though, the only way for you to increase your income is for you to increase your personal business. You have to be hitting multiplier, you have to get new customers, and you have to get new recruits.
Yeah.
Like, but you're not doing that because you're still not going all in with your personal business. Like, your people that are not even showing up are still your priority. She was like, you're right. I haven't went all in. I'm like, you have to go all in. Like, if you really want to see a change and you really want these people to be like, oh my God, if she can do it, so can I. You have to actually show them what going all in into their personal business looks like, because they don't relate to me. They're here for you.
Yep.
The influencer nation does not care about me the way that you did. They're there to see you win. So they want to see you earning the 6 figures, and they want to see you on, doing whatever. But like, they aren't going to get that opportunity if you don't quit hand-holding people and actually go all in with your personal business.
Correct.
Because you haven't yet. Like, you've done way more than you have in the past, but now that Ari's good and she's on, a low dose of medication and she feels good and happy, like, now is your time. You have to. And so she was like, you're right, I have to. I'm like, there's literally nothing else that I can coach you on. You're a good enough leader. They have way more than enough resources. You've given them more than 10,000 chances. Like, the people who are going to show up are going to show up. You can't motivate anybody else to show up. Like, where? Yeah. So I'm hoping that kind of reality, I just was like,
no,
you're not running
but the conversation we had before still remains the same. You just got to get out of the leg. Oh, for sure. I mean, she does her own, when I told you I must shift back to gross.
My front line, that I haven't been in there at all.
Did you take the patches off?
She runs that. I mean, they come to my team trainings, but like, I don't offer coaching calls to them. I don't.
No, I know. I'm just letting you know. I mean, like, I would love nothing more than to see that happen. Mm-hmm. But I feel like we've had this conversation for 2 years.
For sure.
So, if the actions are there, then cool. But it's a bit difficult for me to get excited about,
No, for sure. And that's what I just told her of, like, you don't need, like, I can't coach you on leadership. Your leadership is great. What you're missing is running your own personal business and showing them by example.
Right.
They don't need you to give them another file or another video. What they need you to do is show them how to do it, but you can't show them how to do it until you do it. Like, that's literally all there is to it.
Impossible.
But I'm just focusing on rebuilding and finding all new people to get excited about.
Yep.
I haven't. I mean, I've been recruiting steadily, 2 to 5 people a month. But like, that's not going to make the goals happen. So I just kind of have to put myself in a corner. And like,
yeah.
Your face did not look impressed with whatever that was.
What does this look like?
It's gross. Just make sure they...
Mitoplex? Regular Mitoplex?
No, it's an aloe drink to help cleanse my kidneys. Wait. But doesn't that look like...
Yeah. These are toxic, so I'm about to get them.
Oh, those are toxic now?
Yeah.
Oh, God. So. Anyway, I'm not doing this right now, Prince. I'm doing it after I'm done talking to Brittany. I might barf.
You won't. It's not that.
But I think that's all. I just wanted to
Let me know.
kind of update on what I was doing, and then I'm actually implementing everything that
we've talked about. Yeah,
we've talked about, and actually having recruiting conversations. And so I think that I hit multiplier on like the 10th or 11th last month, which is not going to happen this month because I'm forcing myself to finish it out with recruits. Obviously, I'm not turning away customers, but like I'm not following up with just customers the way that I would normally. Because there's no sense of urgency for me if I take away like, oh, I've already hit my bonus, so I can always do it next month, or I can always whatever.
Right.
And so I just need that little bit of extra pressure of sense of urgency of like, you have to keep having the recruiting conversations.
Yeah.
So.
No, I like the visual stuff for you, and I would also write down, I mean, I don't know. I know you're not money driven, but it doesn't hurt to write down like a dollar amount that you're aiming for. Like, I don't know, like, I was just looking at my goals. I found my goal sheet. I think you were here I know you were in the house, but the 10 grand, like, I wanted to make 10 grand in a month. I just wrote it down, but it was, like, attached to something else as well. So, like, the cool thing with you is that you've got a lot of life changes coming up.
Yeah.
So, like, even though I know you guys have money, obviously, like, it's gonna start being things like spending the 5 grand on a couch instead of the 1,000. So like, what I would do if I were you is I would just spend a little time, like, I don't know if it's Pinterest, but pottery barning and whatever, like the actual house you would want to build, or you know what I'm trying to say. And then like the living room you actually want, just to put a price tag on it, so then you can know, oh, dude, I need like 25 liquid to put together my living room. Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, obviously boob job is not like a thing. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a little bit hard with like the quarterlies. So I never know. Like they fluctuate so much based on how many people are in the pools.
Mm-hmm.
But also like sometimes I have 5 champs. Sometimes I have 2 champs. Sometimes I have 3, sometimes I have 6. Like,
right.
It's like, I don't know, like, and it's not really something that I can control without like holding their hand, and like I'm not doing that, which obviously I know you wouldn't suggest anyways, but
no.
But like the regular amount, I need to set like a trial goal, like money goal as well. And do that also. So set amount per month, trial goal, and then do a visual with both of those. Okay, I'll work on that as soon as I get done here. I'll just put it up next to my MVP multiplier.
Cool.
Because I think that will really help to just kind of have that visual of like, no, really, this has to be done.
Right, and like you can do.
I think part too is like I have goals of bigger things, but like we're so beyond good right now.
I know
that it's like there's literally no pressure at all.
Yeah. So maybe you need
like
to create.
I want more, but like at the same time, I need that little bit of extra pressure. So I'm like, how do I do that without?
I think it probably is putting together your actual
all the time again, like when I first built.
Yeah, I think it is then putting together your actual dream house, and then you could do like the Post-it thing where you pull them off when you got like 1,000, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely.
Living room done. Dining room done. Bedroom done. Girls' room done. Girls' room 2 done. Well, Aria.
Yeah.
I know their names, obviously.
Yeah.
Playground done. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you have that already, actually. Bad example. Well, I don't know if you tried taking that from Arkansas, but.
No. That thing is so old.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to do. The backyard is like, it's a good size, but it's not big enough to where you could put like a play set back there and still have room for them to run. So I'm not really sure what we're going to do back there. If we're just going to put a big ass trampoline back there, or what we're going to do. I don't know. We've never had a trampoline, and I'm not really keen on trampolines.
Yeah, me either. People break arms. Yeah. Arms, legs. No.
Break arms, bite off your tongues, sprain your arm, all the things.
Yeah, no. Cool. Well, I'm really proud of you. Congrats on $500,000 again. I love you.
I love you. Cool. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too.
And we'll see you Wednesday of next week. Well, I mean, I'll see you tomorrow, but coaching call Wednesday of next week.
Oh, okay. Cool. Bye, babe.
See ya.
What? All right. Is it gross? Has anyone ever had this? I'm a little nervous. It smells awful. I've had worse. This whole detox thing. Help me, Jesus. Alright. Well, I love you guys. I'll be back in 30 minutes for another call. I haven't eaten today, so I'll go eat. Ciao. That was aloe. Hi, baby. What's this? Did you go to WQ? Did you go to Popo? Oh.